Hey folks, this is Nick coming at you late on a Monday night on June 24th. So I thought I'd do a quick addendum to the last Canon Projects episode 6 from Return of the Jedi. I wanted to do a little bit of an addendum because there were some older Soundfonts presets that I left out. Most notably, KSith had done an update to his LS6 Soundfont, and so that was the one that I originally demoed, which was the LS6 V2. But he had three older ones, which were the LS6 Cave Scene, and the LS6 Classic, and the LS6 Old version. And those were all three like slightly different variations of Luke's Return of the Jedi Soundfont preset for his green Saber. So I wanted to run through the styles that I had for those, because they're a little bit different from the ones that I demoed on the original episode 6. And then I also wanted to do two of my custom green versions for Luke from the Mandalorian, sort of as an add-on. So the first three are LS6 Cave Scene, Classic and Old version. And the first one is an audio flicker. The second one is also an audio flicker. I believe they both have bright swing. And then the third one is a random flicker. And then for the two Mandalorian versions, the first one is the Rescue from KSith, and that is a custom-sized hump flicker. And then the second one from Mando that I wanted to do is one X-Wing, which is from BK Saber Sounds, and that is a rotoscope. So these are the three LS6, and this is his. This is my green value that I have for Luke for Return of the Jedi, and this is the main green blade color is a 70. Excuse me, that's the wrong one. The main blade color for this one is sort of like a combination between a chartreuse and a spring green. So it's running a 245 in the green channel, and then I'm running a 33 in the red channel and a 23 in the blue channel. And these all have slightly brightened swing.
I'm Luke Skywalker.
Now, one of the main differences for these three styles that I'm doing that's different from the first episode 6 demo that I did are the clashes. So these clashes, what I did on these was I took FET263's original responsive clash function, and inside of it he has sort of like a standard variation color layer. And then what I did is I switched that to a hump flicker layer inside of that clash. That's a dual color. So it sparks like more of like a moccasin or a Navajo white color, or it bulbs. The clash is like a Navajo white moccasin, and then there are sort of these white sparks underneath it as the secondary color. And then I'm also using the Ripple Blast from his OS6 class library, and on these versions, the blasts have a little bit more orange in them.
Luke Skywalker.
And then this is the old version. And originally, these three styles, these three older ones, I had audio flicker with transition loops, but I took the transition loops out because they were just a little too flickery. It was a little too hard. And this is the random flicker one. And this one also has a slight emitter flare. It's a little harder to see because the emitter depth on this Saber is about that long. So most of it is like from here to here. So it's like if you have this blade style like on a Saber with an emitter depth of like 1 to 2 inches, you'll definitely see it. It'll be harder to see. And the Saber I have set really loud, so I had to set the clash threshold up a little bit, so it's a little harder to get these effects to go off. So those are the three older LS6 versions, and I'll put those in pastebin separately. I'll notate them that they're the older V1 versions.
Are you a Jedi?
Here's the rescue.
I am.
And so this is a slightly different green. This originally, when I first built the blade style for the rescue when the episode came out, and you'll see demos on my channel from it. I originally built it as a straight chartreuse. But I recently went back and took a second look, and of course, as I always do, did some more tweaking to the main blade color. So this is no longer chartreuse. It's got a little bit more in the red channel and some blue in the blue channel. So a standard chartreuse is 55-255-0. This one is a 75-255-25. What it seemed like is as I was doing a little bit more color matching, a little more closely the second time around, I noticed that the original blade color I chose of just using chartreuse had just a little too much of a yellow tint to it, and it was bright enough, but it was a little too yellowy. So I added a little bit more in the blue channel to tamp that down, to balance it out.
I will give my life to protect the child, but he will not be safe until he masters his abilities.
Lockup is using 3 colors, and it's a slightly different lockup than the Return of the Jedi lockup. Return of the Jedi lockup had a little more yellow in it. This one is using predominantly some like violet silvers and coral, and I forget what the third color was, but it might be like Navajo white. Yeah, it's like silver, coral, and moccasin. So the moccasin is sort of like a pale orangish red. This one is the one X-Wing, it's the rotoscope.
One X-Wing? Great. We're saved.
And I did a little heavier ratioing on this one, just because I wanted to get that flicker, but I didn't want the flicker to be like really spastic. I want it to be more like a fast pulse flicker. And so I sort of took advantage of that rotoscope style where it has a bunch of different fields for where you can put in color values. And I ratioed this custom brighter green with about 4 different percentages. So there's like 100%, there's like an 80%, 66, 33, and a 25, I think. So I wanted to go for that pulse. So depending on which version of the main blade you like, the first one that I use for the rescue doesn't flicker this much, but the one I use for the 1X-Wing is a little heavier flicker, so depending on which one suits your tastes more. And this was one I actually left off.
I'm Luke.
Battery power level.
So this is the last one I'll demo. I left this off of the episode 4 Canon Bladestyle project because I wasn't quite sure that it fit the theme, even though it was a Luke Skywalker Star Wars / Graflex sound font. And this is which one is this? I think this is I want to say it's RedFive. So this is the RedFive sound font from JuanSith. And I basically put like a Graflex blue that's sort of Canon for A New Hope. Just set that to this. And it is, I think it's an audio flicker. It's like a static layer on top, audio flicker below it, and then it's got like an elevated bright swing on it too. So it doesn't flicker too hard. That was one of the reasons I did it this way, where I put this like a static main blade on top and then the audio flicker layer below with the swing below that, so that it wouldn't flicker too hard.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.
So that's sort of my addendum for some stuff that I originally left out, that I kind of wanted to get on film anyway, just because I liked the way that they looked. I just originally didn't include them because it felt just a little bit redundant, but let's get them on film and have some fun with them anyway, because these blade styles have enough variation from the other ones where people can still enjoy them and find some use out of them, I think, if you'd like them. So as always, I'll leave a link to the pastebins, the pastebin files, and I'll separate them out. So I'll put the RedFiving separately, and then the LS6 V1 3 styles in another package, and then the two Mandalorian greens in a separate package, and then I'll link those all in my video description for anybody that would like those style codes. And then coming up, I'll be putting together the blade styles for Rey and Kylo Ren for starting with episode 7, and I may do 7, 8, and 9 all in one shot, just because there's not that much variation of lightsaber users between those. There's basically Kylo Ren's, and then there's Rey's, and that Graflex blue does change between TFA, TLJ, and Rise of Skywalker. So there are different blues for those three. Kylo Ren's blade pretty much stays the same. And then there's the flashback blade styles for Leia and Luke, the blue and the green. And then there is Luke's green from, I think it was from Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker. I forget which one, where he shows the creepy uncle Saber up front. So not a whole lot of different unique blade styles, but there's enough, I think, I can do it like in one video, like in under 25 minutes, so I may try and do that. If I can't get it under 25 minutes, then I'll just split it up, no big deal. But anyway, so that's coming up, hopefully sometime, like maybe Thursday or Friday, or possibly this weekend, so look for that, and thanks as always for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, y'all.